Occasionally you'll see a biker giving someone a ride on the back of their motorcycle. It's usually a woman. Guys don't want to ride on the back. Right? It's hard to get a ride on the back of a motorcycle without giving an extended, intimate hug. Let's get out of here, Virgil. You smell wonderful, Virgil. What is that, lilac? You've been doing sit-ups, Virgil? During the summer, occasionally you'll see a bicyclist on the highway. You ever notice those cyclists on the highway? They're always dressed like they're competing in the Tour de France. You're losing! And you're also gonna die. Those bicyclists, they have to settle down with the helmet design. It's all super aerodynamic. It's like, you're not going that fast. You're riding a bike. You're not in the movie Tron. And put on some clothes. What's with this spandex? Are you on your way to wrestle Blue Man Group? How many Blue Man references is he gonna have? You ever see a bicyclist on the highway and they're not in spandex, they're just in regular clothes? They look like they have a DUI. Shoulda Ubered. Never see a cyclist giving someone a ride, right? There's no room. They're already sitting on that door handle of a seat. I'm just gonna sit here for 5 hours. I don't know why I can't have children. That's right, I'm going after the cyclists. What are they gonna do, throw their baby bottle of water at me? I chase you, but for no reason at all, I'm wearing cleats. Click, 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 click. Are those cleats necessary? You're in a Starbucks. Click, 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 click. Do you have oat milk? I think it's interesting. People who ride bicycles are called cyclists, but people who ride motorcycles are called bikers? You know that's just the bikers bullying the cyclists. Hey, we're gonna take the name biker, you can't use it. And the cyclists are like, motorcycle doesn't even have the word bike in it. We don't care. Also, we're gonna dress like that guy from the Village People. The cyclists are like, well, we were gonna do that. No, you're gonna dress like rhythmic gymnasts. Okay, clank, 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 clank. Bikers and cyclists both dress like they're on their way to a costume party. No other form of transportation has a uniform. You never see everyone on a cruise ship dressed like pirates, because it's not necessary. Bikers and cyclists, both on two wheels, nothing in common. It's like they're trying to be different. Even the placement of the handlebars, some cyclists have their handlebars in real tight, some bikers have their handlebars way up here. Oh, this is comfortable. This reminds me of a big wheel. Now I know I have my wallet on a chain. Never see a unicyclist on the highway. You know why? Because they're all dead. Because I killed them. You're welcome. Is there any bigger attention grab than riding a unicycle? I guess a pogo stick, right? What was the pitch for the pogo stick? It's a stick you can jump on twice and then fall on your face. Interesting. If you practice, do you get better? Not at all, no. I'll take one. But unicyclists, they act like they don't want the attention. They always have that super casual look on their face, but their legs are so frantic. They're always like, oh, hey, what's going on, everyone? Oh, I'm not doing anything. Does anyone have 3 bowling pins I could juggle? I could annoy you with 2 unnecessary skills. That joke takes way too much effort. Oh, you may have noticed that there's a piano on stage. Oh, for another season. I don't know about you, I wasn't planning on seeing my family ever again. Parents know the feeling. It's like changing that diaper in the middle of the night. You're exhausted. It's disgusting. But you have to do it. So you change the diaper. You finally get the sleeper back on. And as you gently lay the baby back in the crib, you hear the diaper fill up again. And that's what the year 2021 is. Over and over. It's just a diaper filling up over and over. I kind of miss the early days of the pandemic. Those were fun. Back when we thought washing our hands would protect us. Everyone wash your hands, we'll be fine. Okay. Remember before there were readily available tests? Everyone had that friend that used to brag like, yeah, I already had COVID. I had it back in 91. Yeah, back then it was called COVID-91. Had it a couple times, got rid of it by washing my hands. Because the symptoms were confusing. They're still confusing. It's like, what are the symptoms? Everything. What do you mean everything? Asking a question is a symptom. Well, that can't be true. Denial is a major symptom. Did you wipe down your groceries? I did that. You felt so silly. You're like, I'm just a normal guy cleaning a Triscuit box. Is this what OCD feels like? A couple weeks later, you're like, they look clean to me. I cleaned them. But you had to take the precautions. There was no uniformity. Everyone talked a big game, right? Oh, we're on lockdown. No work, no school, we got our bubble. Anyway, it's a great movie. No, now that I'm the parent of a teenager, I realize that Dad in the Dead Poets Society was right. I'm kidding. I know the point of the movie is don't be a teacher. My wife hates that joke so much. My kids, I don't know what they think. I don't even think my kids know what I do for a living. Or I should say, I didn't think they knew what I did for a living. Till last Halloween, my 10-year-old, Michael, didn't know what he wanted to be for Halloween, which is a crisis. If you're a parent, you know this. And then like 2 days before Halloween, he ran up to me and he goes, I know what I'm gonna be for Halloween. I'm gonna be a stand-up comedian. And I was so touched. I was like, oh my gosh, for Halloween, you want to be your dad? And he goes, no, I want to be John Mulaney. Slap! Right across the face. Thank you so much, you guys. Appreciate it. Because we all went through the same pandemic, but we didn't have the same experience, right? There were factors. Like if you were 25 and healthy, you were like, whatever, I'm going on a COVID cruise. But if you were over the age of 25, and it may surprise you, but I am, you watch the news more closely, right? The news guys would be like, high-risk people are older. And you're like, well, how old? Like old, or didn't have a cell phone in high school old? Right? Because nobody thinks of themselves as old. The reality of your age just occasionally slaps you across the face. I did this benefit for a hospital. It was a fancy event. When I showed up, the woman running the event was like, oh my gosh, we went to the same college. She was younger, but we talked and we realized we hung out at the same places. And then at the end of the event, I was leaving and she ran up. She was like, I need to know what year you graduated college. And I was like, 1988. And she was like, oh my gosh, that's the year I was born. Slap! Right across the face. I didn't even know what to say. I was like, that's the year I was born too. She just looked at me like, that's not funny. And then I got in my car and stuffed food in my mouth until I stopped feeling anything. Sometimes you had to decipher the news, right? The newscaster would be like, the vulnerable are older and people with comorbidities. You're like, what? Comorbidity. Which eventually we figured out was just code for all the fat asses are gonna die. But they couldn't say that on the news. They couldn't have Sanjay Gupta be like, well, Anderson, all the fat asses are gonna die. So they said comorbidities. And at home, we were like, honey, what is a comorbidity? I don't know, pass the gravy. In time, we figured out they were talking about fat people. And if you were overweight, you were like, well, how fat? Like, are we talking Walmart fat or Jim Gaffigan fat? I got the message. I don't know, but I totally got the message. I started working out. I started eating healthy. I was going good. And then one day I looked in the mirror and I was like, enough of that. Turns out life or death, not the motivator you'd think it would be. You can live longer. Not a good enough reason. Can you sweeten the deal? Maybe throw in a pizza? I tried. My wife bought me a scale, so the romance is still alive. I didn't ask for it. She gave it to me as a gift. I could never do something like that. Happy birthday, honey. I bought you a scale and some makeup. Just looking out for you, sweetie. It's a high-tech scale. Comes with an app so the government can know how overweight I am. I don't know why there's an app. Maybe so I can be the victim of ransomware. Pay up, we're telling everyone how fat you are.